Man's mind may be likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild, but whether cultivated or neglected, it must and will bring forth. If no useful seeds are put into it, then an abundance of useless weed seeds will fall therein and will continue to produce their kind. What am I talking about there? For me and life, there are ups and downs. There are periods where I just feel great and everything's going well, and the last 2 months have probably been a bit of the opposite of that. Lack of meaning in the things I do, lot of lonely days. Sorry to dive into such a deep video, but that's just where my mind's been at, and that's alright. And I spoke about that with Pat Davidson on the last podcast. A little bit of trying to derive meaning from the things that you do and what you think, and how throughout my life there has just been so much fulfillment from sport and training, and I think that goes hand in hand with it being a big part of my garden. And I've put a lot of water and fertilizer in the fitness space, the sport space. I've given it a lot of time, and therefore it's come back and yielded a lot of meaning for me. And it can seem so stupid from the outside to get as excited as I get, or derive so much positive energy in my brain and positive feelings in my subconscious experience of life from adding 1 kilo to a lift each week, or running 1 second per kilometer faster on various distance runs. None of this is by any means tangible or exceptional and by any population standard, but for me it is just something I pull a lot of meaning from, and it just so happens to be like something that improves my subjective opinion of my quality of life. When you are stronger quantifiably over time, you feel more capable, you have a measurement, a numerical figure to show when you put in work, you receive benefit. There is outcomes, positive or negative, but when you do certain things in the gym, when you do certain things out there slapping pavement or running, you yield back certain outcomes. And you can perceive them in any way. I'm trying not to say good or bad, but desirable. The world is complex. You can't predict things. So it is absolutely satisfying when you can do things in the gym, like push sets extremely hard, and then the following week when you come back in and do that same thing, you can do a little bit more, because in work, in relationships, in family, in gardening. Oh, gardening's a good one. I wouldn't say gardening, but there's a lot of things you can't control, or you can't predict the outcome. You can do your best, but there's so much unknowns involved with the way in which things will go that it's a lot out of your control, or at least your subjective control. You can buy your lottery ticket each week, but if you win, it's probably very lucky. If you lose, it's expected. But you do your sets each week, and you progress each week. It's a much higher likelihood that if you're training hard enough, sleeping well, eating well, ticking all these boxes, there's less factors to control in a gym program over time that lead to a satisfactory response of progress. You're about to watch me fail a front squat. I just had the bar on my shoulders for too long. I was faffing about 127 kilos. Terrible. But then I pulled my socks back up, put the bar back up, and you'll see the result. 125 kilos. Did lower it, but that's fine. And I think everyone who I've spoken to struggles to derive meaning in the things that they do. And I think an aspect of that, a part of that, is a lot of the outcomes aren't tangible or quantifiable or in your control. If you are excellent at what you do, one of the best, you can still have a colleague who's better, who will get a promotion. These are things, there's a lot of factors involved. It's not a simple matter of eating enough food to increase your body weight so you can do one more rep on a bench press set. There's a gazillion other factors. It's one of the reasons why the injury rate is so low in the gym, is because you can control so many factors. It's so simple in nature compared to sport, compared to life, the economy, the stock market, all of these other things. There's such an integrated level of complexity. With regards to training, I think it's taken me up until now to have a very high likelihood of moving the needle of physical qualities, strength, hypertrophy, power, plyometric ability, the elastic qualities of the joints in a desirable direction for a wide variety of population. I think the first 8 to 12 weeks that someone starts lifting, any single human who does that can make progress with almost zero reflection, because the bar is so low. But the challenging thing is improving people's physical qualities consistently, chronically. There's a few trainers you speak to and you hear they hit ridiculous numbers in their teens, and they are still doing those same numbers 10 years on. It's not to hate, it might not be a priority, but you effectively just had a winning lottery ticket early on that enabled you to surpass everyone in your local population or even in the world. Does that mean if someone had the opposite of that lottery ticket, you could then derive gains for them? It's a gift to suck at something. It's a gift to have to go down the process of learning, to have a natural curiosity, because we do not have an information problem. We have a problem of curiosity. ADHD, ADD, doesn't seem to be applicable to video games because of the enjoyment derived. If your garden is video games, you will get very good at video games. If your garden is your relationships, is sports that you derive meaning from, you'll probably increase the likelihood of a more fulfilling life. This is the Prime chest press machine, and as you can see, I'm having a great time with it. Grindy last rep, and it looks like I'm almost close to ejaculating at the end there. Honestly, that machine is one of the best in the world. You can match up your strength and resistance profiles perfectly, so it's optimally challenging throughout. This was my Monday's training. My quads are cooked today, it's Tuesday. And then I went on 10k run with Eleanor, my girlfriend. Really good for morale. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.